what is your process? How does it shift from project to project?
I approach every project in an organic, unplanned way. So every time is different. Similarly, when I'm writing music, is similar. I don't write a song every way the same time. It shows up differently. Different parts of the process are shuffled. Like sometimes I'll have an idea. Oh, I want to write a song, or approach a character from the place of like. Do I get to see a picture of the character at first, or is it just words on the paper, right? And that affects how you create the character. So I would say every time it's different. Similarly, if I'm writing a song, sometimes I'm like, I want to write a song about Wingman. Or there'll already be a beat, a song, like a music track to listen to write to. Everything happens spontaneously for me, and I love that. So we should do a scene right now.
Okay.
Yeah. No, pick an animal you want me to be.
Let me think. I would say alligator.
Okay, I'm an alligator.
See, that's how quick a character can come, and sometimes it's very hard.
Sometimes it's not so easy to just be an alligator. I live in the swamps, I'm hungry, but I'm a vegan. It's hard for an alligator to be a vegan. Right?
Right.
Yeah, see? See, all of a sudden we're starting to create a character, and we didn't ever know that character existed before. Like when I read for Beast Boy, the audition, my first time, which was also my first audition ever in voiceover, I had no clue what I was going to do when I auditioned for Beast Boy 17 years ago. And I went into the audition room and they showed a picture of Beast Boy on a piece of paper and some words about how he was the class clown, which I was in school. But I had so many thoughts of how I could bring him to life. So I opened my mouth, and never before did a voice like this ever come out of me, was Beast Boy. All of a sudden, Beast Boy's voice came out. And I never did that voice ever before. So it's all about in the moment, allowing things to happen. And then the more you do those characters, the more you become comfortable with stretching their characteristics. Like Beast Boy is now a lot more wild in Teen Titans Go than he was in the original Teen Titans. Have you noticed that? Because they've allowed me to stretch him, and I feel like comedy. Who likes comedy?
I do.
So to be a good comic, you have to really be able to stretch yourself and go to wild places and explore. So that happens the more you play a character, but initially you want to be able to make strong, fun, wild, weird, fearless choices in your acting.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you critique your own finished work? If so, what would you define as a successful performance?
I do critique my own work, but it's usually in combination with the whole project itself, because it's never just me. Everything is together, and in everything entertainment. It's never just a one-man show. So I look at everything, I'm like, wow, this all really came together. The voice acting, the animation, the energy of it all coming through, the writing. And when it's off a little bit, then I feel like it was all of our fault. Or if it's great, it's because of all of us.
Okay, how does VO acting differ from screen acting, if at all?
The big difference between voice acting and on-camera acting, and I do both, is that you can wear pajamas to your voice acting sessions, whereas if I'm doing a movie like Fast and Furious, I have to be sitting in a makeup chair for an hour and wardrobe and and remember my lines. But with voice acting, I also don't have to remember my lines, which is it allows for a lot more of my normal life, like hanging out with Wingman or going surfing. I have more time to do that rather than remembering lines, which is nice. But sometimes remembering lines is really fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any audition horror stories? What is fun about auditioning?
Well, I think the scariest auditioning horror story would be having a really great opportunity for something and not being prepared. That's the scariest thing ever.
Oh.
So you want to be prepared. Preparation meets opportunity, and if you're not prepared, that's really scary. So I've done both. I've been very prepared for things, and I've also been unprepared, and it's scary when you're not prepared.
Uh-huh. What has been the most unexpected thing to happen on set or recording?
The most unexpected thing. Who's ever seen the movie American Pie?
Terrific movie.
Well, Jason Biggs plays Leonardo in the first couple seasons of our Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show. And we were at Nick Animation and we were recording an episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And as I'm saying a line like, Booyakasha! As Michelangelo, my pants were pulled down. So, Jason Biggs, he pulled my pants down during a recording session. And then he did it also for the animation awards ceremony. The Annies, they're called the Annies. And he pulled my pants down on stage for the Annies.
Oh Lord.
He's a character, he's a wild man. I love Jason Biggs.
What has been your favorite role?
That's a very hard question. My favorite role is being me. Yeah, a lot of people are always like, oh, my favorite role is Beast Boy or whatever, you're Michelangelo, or maybe you get to play whatever role you get to play in on screen or in a cartoon, but the best role you could ever have is living your life fully and enjoying your life and doing what you love. That's the greatest role. So living the Greg Cipes life is the most important. And then all these other things are just icing on the cake. So it's really important if you want to be an actor to always make sure you as a person are first.
That makes sense.
Yes. Because then you can bring yourself to the roles. But if you don't know yourself, how can you bring yourself to the roles? If you don't love yourself, how are you going to love a role that you're playing?
What has been your most challenging role? How did you overcome it?
I find my most challenging roles to be the more serious roles. I love comedy, so because it's very natural for me to just get weird and wild and free and unchained as an actor. I love comedy. The more serious roles are more challenging because I tend to, as Greg Cipes, stay away from negative energy as much as possible or seriousness. I like to live life like a dance and a song and to be jolly and celebratory and happy and lighthearted. So when things tend to be more serious, it's more of a challenge for me to step into that side of reality, which I do know both sides, but I prefer to be in the more celebratory, happy, not serious mode. So yeah, the more serious roles are more challenging. And the most challenging role maybe, which I really enjoyed playing a lot, was Kevin Levin from Ben 10. Has anybody ever watched Ben 10?
Yep. Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Well, I'm Kevin Levin in that series, and he's more of a serious character. And it was difficult for me at first to become him. And of course, he's a serious role, but then I got to actually, like all the roles that I play, bring a lot of myself to the role. So Kevin became funnier and funnier as well. That happens a lot. Who I am becomes a big part of the roles I play.
Right. Now, what is it like working on a character from an established series like the Ninja Turtles or Teen Titans?
Well, it's a great responsibility because with these characters, there comes already a pre-existing awareness of them or massive fan base or love for these roles. So as an actor, it's a great opportunity to win over a whole bunch of people or make a whole bunch of people very mad. So I've been lucky enough to, I think, make a lot of people happy with my rendition of Michelangelo on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love playing Mikey. Ninja Turtles was my favorite cartoon as a boy. I dressed up as Michelangelo for 10 Halloweens in a row, I'm sure. I had Ninja Turtle pizza parties, roller skating rink pizza parties, which were really fun. The Ninja Turtles got me into martial arts and meditation and surfing and skateboarding and just being a cowabunga dude, which I feel like I am. So to be able to have offered Michelangelo to this next generation and have the show actually be twice as big as it ever was, because there's the original fans as like myself and the generation that got the original show, and now there's the new fans who are like our kids, and so there's twice as many people loving the show. So yeah, Michelangelo was a real pleasure and great opportunity to do something new with a role that's been around for a long time. And I think that's what I did. I brought myself to Michelangelo. Yeah, and with Beast Boy, it was a little different because nobody ever did the voice of Beast Boy before me. So I created Beast Boy. I have a huge hand in creating who Beast Boy is for eternity now because I'm the original Beast Boy. There was a character that existed on paper in comics, Beast Boy, Garfield Logan, etc. But there's never been someone who got to be the actor of Beast Boy. So I've been Beast Boy for 18 years now. So Beast Boy is me, and I am Beast Boy in a big way.
What can you tell us about She's in Portland, the movie, and where can we check it out?
She's in Portland is in the final stages of editing, I heard, and then it's going to go on a film festival circuit. And what happens there is hopefully a buyer like Netflix or even a company that's going to put it into actual theaters, a film distribution company will purchase it.
Okay, now, throughout your acting career, how have you seen the industry change?
Well, I've been acting since I was basically able to walk. I feel like my grandparents were actors, my dad was a young television director, and they all support. I have 9 brothers and sisters who all played with me as a boy, doing skits and having fun and doing children's theater, and I was kind of born into it. And in the beginning there was no internet, and now there is internet, and the internet has changed the game. Technology has changed the game because now with your phone, which we're shooting on right here, you can shoot TV shows or movies on your phone now, whereas before you would need millions of dollars worth of equipment. So now there's nothing stopping anybody from doing what you want to do. You should make your own movies, your own cartoons, your own TV shows. People come to me all the time, oh, how do I get into this acting business or voice acting business or whatever it is? You have to do it. Now there's no excuses. Just do it, make your own stuff, have fun, get better at what you're doing by doing it.
Okay, here's the last question.
Okay.
What advice do you have for filmmakers and animators working with talent?
My advice to anyone working with talent, and I feel like everybody's talent, honestly. Every part of the production process requires talented people for it to work. So you need a talented line producer or a business person involved. You need a talented casting director or director. You need talented artists, whether it's writer. Everybody's got to be talented. So if the actors have to be treated. Everybody's got to be treated the same. But bottom line, everybody's got to be treated with respect and honor and appreciation. Otherwise, the whole thing falls apart. So dealing with an actor is the same. The more respect, the more you can allow that trust that artist to do their job, the better it's all going to be. And that's your responsibility also to hire the right person that has the experience, or you feel you want to give an opportunity to come through with what you're wanting them to pull off. And that's the fun part, because you really never know what's going to happen. When you put together a project, you're like, oh, I'm going to take this director from here, or this writer from here, or this animator or character designer, and let's try to do this with DreamWorks, and you try to push this thing together with all these people, and if it works, it's like a great thing. Like if it goes to all of a sudden it's on TV, it's like, wow, it's a big accomplishment. And sometimes they don't make it to being on TV, but it also is necessary. You're not going to always have things be a success. You have to just keep making things and keep putting different groups of people together to carry out your visions for projects. And sometimes you're just an actor on a project, and that's a very important part of the team as well. As your role is just as an actor, or sometimes your role as a writer, whatever it may be. Everybody is important in the process. Including these kind of TV shows, these interviewing shows, these kind of question and answers are very important because we learn from each other. You ask great questions today, brother. I appreciate it. You're a great interviewer, and thank you all for being here.